shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected? You shouldn't.
I have seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts, their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this. Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey, the detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall. The man before Dr. Meadows was handsome and slick. He moved with lazy confidence and didn't bother to pretend that he wasn't staring at her. She didn't mind, at first. Then the man flicked open the knife and shoved her out of the control room so she wouldn't hear the signal, whatever it was. Outside, she pulled her lab coat closed and thought about running. She didn't. She didn't think she'd get very far. Not from him. She never was entirely sure why he spared her. This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. It really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of it.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Be right there, Doctor.
Come on in.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then, the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down. I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
but stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
I'll live.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now, but technically, if this really is a looping time... I don't know when our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but
The signal! Yes, it's completed.
finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really, Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No, you can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could—
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation. Once more, we return to the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it. The man has his share of weaknesses, perhaps more, but cowardice is not among them.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
When the dark man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror, but the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. "Pay attention," he said. "Business first." His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
I've been around for a while now, you know? While you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness, I've been busy. I operate in the shadows, not always literally, you understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep. And the things that live in it are fast, big bastards. They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper. You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else? Do my thing. Getting a bit of quality time with Alice? That's a little something for me. And I deserve it. There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death, but now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend, and they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it. I held the film canister in my hands. I saw her name written across it in big letters, followed by the title. It was a time capsule, moments snatched from times gone by, from a past that I hoped could also be our future. It was my salvation, our chance to be together. A tin can with a bit of magic in it that she didn't even know about. Something I could put to good use. There were only moments left before I had to face him.
Oh, hey.
I'm hoping I can put an end to this now.
You'd better. I really don't want that to happen to me again. It's like somebody vomited in my brain, like a sleazy movie that keeps looping in my head.
I'll stop this, I swear.
You know the part that's really screwed up? If you mess it up, it'll just keep happening forever, right? I don't think I can deal with that.
Don't think about that.
I don't think of anything but.
Hey, afterwards, when all this is done, look me up. This thing, I can probably help you deal with it.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm not even in the same world anymore. Everything's just weird now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of that'll pass with time. But being touched by the darkness, it's rough on you. It's a lot to process. And I just don't want you to get completely screwed up by this.
Might be a little late for that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there's degrees. At least you're not at a point where you go around picking fights with people over not changing their light bulbs often enough.
What?
Never mind. All I'm saying is, you're not alone with this. And anyway, you're friends with Alice, so, you know, any friend of hers.
Thank you.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the third part of our pre-recorded interview with Serena Valdivia and photographer Alice.
It's called Sunrise, and it really wasn't something I ever thought of as an actual film. It was just footage, things I saw and happened to shoot. It's not a medium I'm very much at home with.
You shouldn't put yourself down. You've got a great eye.
Maybe, but experience is another thing.
Because you're primarily a still photographer.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really used to thinking of the world in terms of snapshots. I frame something and try to pick the right moment, and then reveal that moment to people. Moving images are a different story. I'm still learning a lot about it, to be honest.
So this is a new thing for you?
Or maybe I'm just a slow learner. But showing it like this is definitely a new step for me. It's a little weird taking something this intimate and showing it to everybody. Not that the material itself is somehow shocking. It's just that those were private moments.
Jak se daří, Karle? Jak to jde?
But that's why it works, because it feels genuine. It's not so much a story as it is a sort of an echo, showing us how you saw your husband at the time. It's not really about the sunrise itself or Alan watching it. It's about you two together.
I suppose. It's funny, looking at it now, especially now that it's been edited like that. It takes on a life of its own, almost. It's a kind of a fantasy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Myslím, že
No,
dneska
you're
budu
right. I'm
dohrávat
glad
to
you talked
Alana.
about it.
Kompletně teď? Z čeho? Neříkej mi, že jsi ještě nemocnej. To já se dříve uzdravím než ty, ne? Tak co, bylo ti blbě, nebo... Dvě hodiny? A jo, takhle, no. Tak to je na hovno. Co ti nešlo spát, nebo...
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
Jo, jasně. Chápu. Tak to je ale pěkně na hovno. Co mi ještě chybí? Kalendář. Ani se to neudělal, protože ty už si proti tomu imunní, to už nebude fungovat. No, já to fakt
come on,
zvládnu.
buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for! It's my turn now! It's my life! It's my life!
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
A woman, a man, two lovers, held apart for far
Jenom jsem říkal, že už taky mi jako moc nepomáhá ta káva. Ani energyáky. Já už s tím ale přestal. Jsem přestal tohleto pít, už mi to z toho není ani dobře. Nebo mě pořád nejde slyšet? Já doufám, že jo. Už by se mi měl slyšet. Snad. Jo, jde. Jo, právě se mi neodpovídá, tak jsem si nebyl jistý. No mě to jako takhle trošku probudí, když potřebuji na noční, ale nestojí mi to za to, protože se mi pak fakt jenom udělá blbě. Já si to tak jen screenshotnu, minutku prosím, a můžu pokračovat. Jasně, no. Pochopitelné.
No. Al?
Tak to je asi dohráno, no. Trvalo mi to, myslím, že dohromady. Já se kouknu, jak dlouho mi to vlastně trvalo dohrát. 4 hodiny na dohrání celé hry. Myslím si, že poměrně fajn. Jako hra. To jsem si četl, lidi to sralo, protože tam je ten loop. Ale ten loop trvá doslova skoro hodinu, maximálně jeden. A jestli člověk nemá takovou pozornost, aby vydržel hodinu dělat jednu stračku pořád dokola, ať to do píče. Fakt dost dobrá hra. Vůbec nebyla špatná. Na to, že jsem se bál, že to bude něco horšího. Idioti zasraní. Fakt někdy jen na hovno věří prostě tomu Steamu, tyba, a jejich hodnocení. Není zábava. Dělal jsem to 3krát. Jenom 3krát. Prostě 3krát, jenom to prostě není nic špatného dělat. Kdyby to bylo možná 10krát, tak nic neřeknu, ale na hovno. Ty bylo nějaký update do Stardew Valley. Let's go. Dobře, ale co budu hrát teď? No tak 3krát ještě no právě. A prakticky ten loop je rozdělený do 3 částí, do 3 kapitol. Nijak. Prostě uděláš 3 věci různé v jedné mapě, přesuneš se na další, uděláš to 3krát znovu něco, takovou blbovinu, přesuneš se a tam skončíš loop a jdeš znovu. To je všechno. A opakuješ to znovu, ještě 2krát. Prostě já si to užíval. Mě to nevadilo. Gameplay byl super a rád jsem si připomněl Alana Wakea. Takže jsem jen rád za to. Vůbec si nestěžuju. Ale co budu hrát teď, ty vole? Mám tady tu hru od Wisdoma, co mi koupil. Mám tady něco ještě já připravené. Mám tady ten... mám tady ten Dishonored. Ale ten se mi vůbec nechce. Vůbec se mi ho nechce hrát. A nevím proč, nemám na něj vůbec chuť. Jsem pěkně nahranej, ty vole. Ne, nejsem, jako mám tu... Co to sakra je? Destroy or... Co to sakra mám tady v té knihovně? Já jsem si zase dal nějaké věci do knihovny, na které jsem úplně zapomněl. Klasika. Tak já si asi zahraju tu hru, co mi koupil Wisdom a pak to dám asi na... pak jsem si tu stáhl ještě nějaké hry na to, z Epiku zrovna. Nebo nějaký bych tu mohl si stáhnout, které jsem si tu joinknul. Jako třeba Strážci galaxie, to můžu klidně. To jsem viděl, že je poměrně dobré. Pořád se mi tu nabízí ten Death Stranding. Dying Light, to můžu zahrát. Fallout hrát nebudu. Je tu tak Kingdom Come, ale toto taky se mi moc nechce. A to se rozhodnu pak, na to je ještě času dost asi. Já si tím pádem spustím jenom tu hru, co mi koupil teda Wisdom. Jmenuje se to Far Lone Sales. Moc nevím, o čem to vůbec je, ale mám takové tušení trošičku, o čem by to mohlo být. Jinak včera Vlkus dohrál ten Dark Souls 1. Mu ten Gwyn dal trošičku zabrat. Více než očekával. Jde to vidět? Jo. Mě ani tak moc ne. Mě moc ne. Já jsem ho dal poměrně rychle, bych řekl. A tady. OK. Dobře. Settings. Volume na 40. Aha. Off. A to 60. Skvěle dobré. Jo, tak to je jasné, no. To je trošičku pak jinačí věc. To je trošičku jinačí. A taky bych chtěl zahrát to druhého Alana Wakea. Ale to je taky do budoucna někdy, až to bude trošičku levnější možná, trošku více ve slevě. Bude 1000 se mi za to moc platit nechce. Nebo kolik vůbec teď stojí ten Alan Wake? Alan Wake 2. Uh, 1300. Ty vole, no. To je teda pěkná cena, ty vole. Je 1300, no. Jsem si pravil, že myslím, že to bylo 1000, jsem se spletl. Ale nemá to češtinu. Ne, že by mi to vadilo, ale zajímavé. Ale Karle, můžu ti něco jenom říct, je taková důležitá věc. Zrovna teď je 6 hodin. Možná víš, na co narážím? Jasně, jasně. Je mi to jasné. Jen se připrav. Já už ale stejně chci skončit. Já už mám 2 hodiny odstreamované svoje. Chci si taky už odpočinout od prac. Po streamování. Pak zase zítra, Karla, se uvidíme, když tak. Nebo dneska na streamu tvém, jestli se objevíš. Když tak ti zase budeme flameit, jako vždycky. Ha, ty vole, no, tak to jsem nečekal. Tak na tebe asi nemám, ty jsi moc dobrý na mě. Ty jsi na mě moc dobrý. Já si to teda tady vypnu. Co mám ready? Tak říkal jsi, že máš ready už ten, ne? Že jsi připravil ten Bloodborne. Nebo takhle zkoušel si ho a co si říkal, tak nebyly problémy. Snad. Ale jak znám tvoje štěstí, tak se něco poser při streamu. Tak to je maličkost už, ne? To by neměl být problém. Ale to se těším, až to budeš hrát. Aspoň uvidím, jestli to budeš brát jako o dost těžší challenge, než Dark Souls, Sekiro, bla 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 bla, další jináčí typy Dark Souls her. Jsem na tebe zvědavý, co na to pak řekneš. Blbylně easy? Mark my words. Few minutes before disaster, jak to znám. Jsem zvědavý, jak budeš dělat to blokování, ty sviňo jedna. Teď se frajeříš, ale jak ti tam hned ukážou ty s tou pistolkou, tak budeš prdeli. Se mi nabíjí vapo. No jo, bez vapa prostě nefunguješ. Závislost. Jo, jinak jak vůbec zvládáš to? To zakázání toho? THCčka, myslím? HHCčka? Tyhle ty hovadin. Bych si zakouřil? Jo, mě to je jasné. Ještě je HHC legální? Tak THCčko je nelegální, že? Ty nepletu si to, že ne? Nebo já spíš už úplně zapomínám, co je co. Kolik ti to stálo? Kolik jsi říkal, že jsi za to platil? Snímky obrazovky. Asi tu mezi tím něco ještě dám. To si dám tady. A co? Já nevím, Karla, já se v tom nevyznám. Zajímá. To mě nezajímá. Jo, jasně, HCčko bude nelegální. Dobře, pochopitelné, pochopitelné. Jo, žít, já vím. Já to chápu. Spíše se divím, že dokáže vydržet můj autismus. Zreter. Pravda, pravda. Toť pravda. Já jsem úplně zapomněl na tuhletu informaci. Dobře, Karla, ale já už asi fakt půjdu. Když tak se tedy uvidíme u tebe na streamu, jestli ty budeš streamovat. Když tak tam. Tak se měj, Karla. Užij si den. S Bohem.